Well, hi everybody, this is Spath at Positive Poker Insiders, and today we're going to go over to True Poker and play a $5 9 max one table tournament. Show you the difference between this and the $10 ones I did last week and the $15 one I did the week before. So let's tune into the table. I've got it all set up here. As you can see, I am once again one radar 1, and to make it available to look at, we'll just make sure that we can edit the scene and drag it down. Just make sure we know who the client is here. And so I'll put the star right underneath my name there. And we got one out already. This is like the second hand in. Remember last week I told you that if you play lower than the $10, you'll find out that people play the tournament backwards. They'll throw around these $1,500 chips like they're pesos or something not worth as much dollars. Pick a currency. I don't care if it's baht in Thailand or some other countries that's not as valuable as dollars, because they sure play like they're playing with chips here. Maybe Doritos. This is an unusually bad bet here, followed by an unusually bad call there. Thinks he's okay with an ace rag or something. The king 10. Well, they chop it up. Pretty poor. So we got to be on our toes. We got to save our money, our ammunition. Again, what are the 4 things we have to do in a tournament? We have to play our best, make good decisions, capitalize on other people's mistakes, and not make the mistakes ourselves. We need to get into the money, or into the position to get into the money. That means we have to be on the bubble at least, probably, and then get into the money. We have to get paid for our time. Then we want to ladder climb, and we want to move up into the top 2 positions. 50, 30%, 20% usually is not enough. We really want to get up to second or third in a one table tournament. I mean second or first, where it's 50 and 30%. And once we get up there, then we want to go for first place, because we've got second place locked up. We have to get that in our minds. Look, we've got second locked down. We've got 30%. Let's not just sit here and blind out or get too nitty and too careful on what we play. We want to get our chips in there, and we want to put aggressiveness against your opponent, and you want to try to take it down. I've demonstrated that heads up play. I've demonstrated that a full table, 6-player table. But you're going to have to keep those 4 concepts in the back of your head. And while you're doing that, you got to not play backwards like these guys are doing right here. You can't win the tournament here. You can only get knocked out of the tournament. Sure, you can get a leg up on the tournament. But look, ask Cavi Rock with his queens there how he's doing on the rail. How much money is he going to win on the rail? So when you put all your chips in the pot early like that, you're risking everything. Sure, you was a big favorite against the ace queen. I had queens last week against an ace king in a cash game, and all the money went in, and of course the ace came and I lost. That's a tough thing when you have the best hand. If I'm going to take a flip, I want to be on the right side of the flip. I don't want to be on the wrong side of the flip. You can spin it any way you want to do it. I just don't like being an underdog. The more, over a period of time, the more you're an underdog, the more you're going to lose. Now that's an awful big bet here with all his money here. He's going to try to throw it around. Not that I'm going to put money in that pot. This person was inactive, so I don't know if he's here, or I guess he is back now. I guess he really is back. So here's the guy throwing the money around. This is what you want to watch at the table. Then all of a sudden he does something like this. more likely than not, this is playing any two cards or trying to just hit something. It's not that he has anything halfway decent. Now, if he calls here, then you'd have to change from. Now you'd have to put him on something like two suited cards, possibly a 4-5, possibly an ace reg, something like that. But initially, betting the 20 is any two cards. Calling the 100 would mean he has a little bit better hand. He keeps going 100 here instead of 200 or 300. He's got $1,000 left. He goes 220, which is not much into that pot, and he takes it down. So, once again, not playing a hand unless we have a good hand, and we're playing it aggressively if we get it. We're letting other people do our work for us. We don't care about this guy getting 6,000 chips, whatever. We know we have to double up 2 or 3 times in this tournament anyhow. Who cares if you get into the money? He's sticking with him. Check would be a surrender. Oh. Every hand, remember, he's not easy to shake. He's taking it to the river. Now this guy hasn't played much, and he puts in a normal 2.5 times the big blind, 3 times the big blind bet. So, he's a person that you just have to denote right now. Probably knows what he's doing until he proves differently. We'll just keep an eye on him and say that he knows what he's doing. This guy likes to bet $20 in. He checks it this time. This guy should probably go around 80 or 90. I'm going to say 80. 75. And he wins it. Again, this is the thought process that I have to take and you have to take. When you're playing, if you're not thinking about what other people are going to do based on their position, based on what they've been doing the rounds before, then you're losing a lot at the table. Those are all edges that you have to maintain. You have to be part of the game throughout. You can't just check out because you don't have cards. I can't check out because I got cards I can't play this year. I got to watch and see what I got to see he's betting 27 into a $40 pot. I got to try to figure out, well, what does that mean? Is he betting just the queen? Now, another queen comes. Does he keep it at 20 or does he go up? And this guy goes away, so we won't find out. Sometimes you just have a theory on what the person has, and now we're up blinds. But sometimes that doesn't work out. You have to just assume some facts, not in evidence. You have to put them on a group of hands, 3 or 4 hands, and then try to figure it out. Sit and crush. I don't know what that is. I gotta have to find somebody to find out for me. Taking some time, doesn't bet. The 2 favors a blind. What would he bet with here? He would bet with something like pocket 6s, pocket 8s. Now we'll see the ace bet. Nobody thinks anybody has a pair. The ace will bet. Maybe a 4. Both had aces. Again, you got to figure out what type of hands they possibly could have in that situation. You've seen every hand that I've got, and you've seen every hand I thrown away. I'm not looking to play a lot of hands. And frankly, I'd rather have my cards come better middle and late than early in the tournament. Because early in the tournament, when you do raise, sometimes you don't get to play at the table. couple of people were lucky that these guys donked it all in, but it's not a sure thing early. It is a sure thing as the limits go up. I am not streaming this morning. I am recording this morning only because I was anticipating somebody else streaming and I didn't want to get in the way of that, and I may have misunderstood somebody. My bad. But that's okay. You're still going to get to see the recording. Hopefully you get to see a deep run. Any two cards. Again, that was my analysis earlier, and there you saw it. Any two cards. And as long as he's got the money, that's what he's going to do. Now, I'm going to be closing the betting unless somebody else raises. And if I am, now I'm not. So I would say if he put in 60, then I would add all the money up. It cost me 30 until, let's say, if it was like a $200 pot. And I'd be getting like 6.5, 7 to 1. With the 8-7 and closing the betting, I would have called the $30. I can't call the 150, but I could have called the 30. If I was closing the betting, in other words, the last person to act. He's got 673. He cannot fold here, I don't think. Jacks. It's going to win it. Maybe just letting this guy go all the way. Good hit. And see, it took him down, made him whole, so it didn't help me. I wanted one of them out. So actually I wanted this guy to win. Yeah, I got I'll limp here and see what he does to a limp. If he raises me, I'll know what he does later on. I can use it. Go for a check raise here. I'll do it again. Nah, I don't think he's gonna bite this time. Thank you, sir. With your 10, probably. We know that the big blind is not folding, so try to steal here would probably not be our best situation. And do I want to put $30 into a pot, even though I got $1,700 here? Do I want to put 30 bucks in and try to hit an ace? I don't think so. So now it cost me 60. I still have a rag, ace rag, and now I have nothing. Money saved is money earned. Mike Caro said that, and I talked to his representative the other day. I hope to have Mike on Sunday Conversation in the months to come. Also talked to Doyle Brunson's son, and Todd Brunson said he was thinking over coming on. So we're trying to invite some relatively relevant guests. Mike Caro is always relevant. Here we go. Just the 10. This guy's got 3 4s. He hit another set. Ooh. Again, you might see these cards and say, boy, those are not bad, Alan. Especially if you're in first, you could raise with them. No, you can't. Now, this is not great hand, especially against a calling station that's here. And this guy likes to dip dip his wick in there every now and then. So it's really not a setup for me with these guys right at this time. Saving money. Jack 9 is not a good hand. It's not even suited. Not that it makes it that much better, 3%. You know that I talk about different situations. I talk about cards. I talk about position. I talk about percentages, suited cards. I remind you all the time. I repeat them many, many times because I want you to just automatically think of it in those terms. It's not that I think anybody doesn't get it or anything like that. I just want to kind of pound it in. And plus we have a lot of new people up on YouTube that are subscribing to the channel free and telling their friends to come on in. And of course we love it when they follow us at Positive Poker Insiders on Twitch TV. That's Positive Poker Insiders with an S. Just hit the follow button and then hit the email notification button so that when I do go live, or when one of the other streamers like Dave Romer, the Lango, he's the lead instructor at Poker School Online, or Ryan Postic, who is Posse 1972, go live. He's in our apprentice coaching streaming program right now. You'll get notifications and you can come check it out and ask questions live. Another fold. Only one hand I've been able to play, and that's been the small blind ace and deuce. Really a bad hand, but I'm hanging in there. As the limits go up, in a minute it's going to go up again, and you're going to see that this guy here and this guy here are going to start to feel the pinch of being shorter stacked and start throwing their money around. Hopefully, you know, one of these guys will engage them, or I'll engage them when I have a pretty good hand. Tell you about a cash game loss I had yesterday over at Full Flush. I had a few dollars left there, and I had about, I think maybe 40, 45 or 50 bucks, and got kings, and guy raised to my right to $2, and I made it $5, and he made it $7, and I re-raised again, and he pushed it all in, and he's been playing a wide range. He had about $150, no, $250 at the table. Just been getting away with murder. So I called him. He had ace 9 of spades, and the flop came something like king 10 7 of spades. So no, it wasn't a king, because I would have trips, and I didn't get trips at. And I wound up with 2 pair, and of course he flopped the nut flush draw, or flush. So goes it. You get a person in, sometimes you've got such a commanding lead over them, but sometimes it doesn't work out. But you don't change your play. You don't say, oh boy, I'm a terrible player or anything. You want to get those advantages. You want to get those matchups. That's the essence of this game. You're going to win in the long run if you keep putting your money in good. I mean, putting it in good, I mean putting it in ahead. You got the best hand. Somebody else has to catch a card or catch cards to beat you, then you're in a dominating position. Poker's about making good decisions, capitalizing on the mistakes of others. So I've got top pair, lousy kicker here. Generally what I like to do out of the blind is see what somebody bets and maybe check raise them, maybe throw it away if they bet an appropriate amount. Like 200 here, I'd probably throw this king away. Now he's last, and he could bet the 10. So here he bets only 100. So here's where I'll check raise him. And I don't like him coming in because he's got such a small stack here, and he may jam it on me here. I'm going to try it and see what happens. It's my only hesitation here is that if he has a king, queen, or king, jack, he would take this race with me, and I, you know, now I'm committed to calling him. I'm trying to get him out. If he's got a draw, you see, now if he's got a draw like a jack 9 or something like that, or queen jack, I'll take it. But if he's got, see, I have to put him on a set of hands here. So there it worked out where I explained exactly what my plan was, what I thought he might have because of his stack size, and he had a better hand. I was hoping he had a gut shot rather than an open ender, but again, he had 8 times 4. He had a 32%. I'm going to win all those percentage that he's not. I'm going to win 68% of the time. And then after the turn card came, then he's got 8 outs times 2. He's only got a 16%. Sure, he's going to hit the card every now and then. Sure, I'm going to feel like an idiot on screen and everything, but only because they got lucky, not because I did the wrong thing. So I hope you trust my judgment on that and what you should do. And check raising when you have a bad kicker out of the blinds is always an effective tool. It makes them think, like, this guy got out of the way, that I have a better hand, much better hand. I didn't want to take him on and him with a weak king. I wanted to just take one person on. And I made the bet big enough that he would have to go all in, and I was willing to put the other 200 in if he was on a draw. Excuse me, I dropped something to the floor here. I thought I did. Nope, didn't do it. Back on camera. Okay. So I knocked one out. We want this guy to get knocked out. Come on, RLH. Go on over the top. RLH. Come on. The longer he takes, the more he's going to fold. Give you another hint. If you're ever playing against somebody and they type in a chat over here, HMMMM, after you make a bet, like, you want that person to call every single time. When they do that, they are behind you. I guarantee you. You want that person to call. So encourage them. If you're at a live table or anything like that, and somebody does that, just be glad if they call, because you're ahead. I've mentioned it once before. When you make a bet and then somebody else says, oh, what do you got? Top pair, 2 pair, a straight, and then they raise you, they can beat every hand that they say. So every hand that they call off and then they raise, they can beat every one of those hands. So they probably got a flush or a boat. So don't fall into that trap, and don't you do that when you're at a table, when you think, your hand's good and you're asking the other person, oh, what do you got? And every hand that you're naming, you're telling them that you can beat those hands. So that's a tell. Listen, but don't talk. Thank you, guys. I can use a walkover. I love those cards, but I'll take the walk. So so I'm going to raise him up 100 here with my king. It's a good blocker card. I haven't raised before this. I hit the 7, so I'm going to follow with another 100. I'm going to call. There's one time I need a 7 or a king. I'm going to make like I got the 6 here. Snap call. I think he's going to push on me. Yeah. I wasted some chips against him that time. Sometimes it ain't worth it to go up against the blind. Especially when they're short like he was. This is an easy fold no matter what. Still got 40 big blinds, so I'm fine shape. Notice on the bottom of the stream here that we are seeking qualified poker coaches to stream on this channel, and we also have a coaching streaming apprentice program if you want to get into that. Oh, flopped the full house, and this guy turned a straight and still lost it. Too bad. Just contact me at alspath@alspath.com. Again, you're viewing this up on YouTube. You know that the YouTube channel is Al. You can search Al Spath or Positive Poker Insiders and find us. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. Got one guy that's in serious trouble here. This doesn't mean he's got a big hand. He could, but more than likely he picked up a solid hand like ace 10, ace jack, king queen, maybe a pair of sevens, something like that. You know, you can put him on a group of hands and then watch the board and the betting and then see. Now see if that ace slows him down or not. Slows him down. So this guy should just bet now about 700. He doesn't. I mean, he actually could have hit a flush, but I don't think so. Fold. No, he calls it anyhow. There's the flush, and it's the nutter butter flush. It wasn't the nuts, because two deuces would be the quads, and then of course you had a full house, that would be the nuts. But all of a sudden, he's down to 1,400 from 3,600. I don't expect him to fold if I come in here with a raise or if I come in here with a call. So I don't expect myself to do anything here other than call for 25 and see what he does. And a miss is a miss. Don't want to compound that. Not a good bet. This time. No, he doesn't do anything. 10. My 10 is the best hand. My 10 was the best hand. You can figure things out, folks. You don't have to see their cards to know it. All of it. Right at calls here is willing to put the rest of that in. Chunk. Chunk. And a draw for the jacks. And Mr. 3,600 chips early on is gonzo. Squandered. Now this guy has to make a stand or double up. Myself, I'm looking to get my money in good. Bet. He checked. Bet. Damn. If you're here at this table and this guy checks and you're here, you must bet. Even if he's trapping you, you got to try to take it away free. See? He would have won it anyhow. He needed to take it away before he got the showdown. Guy could have cut a 3 and got there. Not the kind of flop I want. If he checks, I know he missed. If he bets, I know he got something here. I'm just going to let it go. They tend to tell you, now we're up to the 100 mark. That's good. Now he's got 10 big blinds. I got 20 big blinds. I'll pay $50 to see a flop with a king. See, those two fours could have been two deuces. I'd be set up. I have not. Let's go through my hands since I've been here. Aces? No. Kings, queens, jacks, tens, nines, eights, sevens, sixes, fives, fours, threes, twos? No. Ace king? No. Ace queen? No. Ace jack? No. Ace 10? Yes. King queen? No. King jack? No. King 10 offsuit? Yes. I haven't had much of anything, and I'm on the bubble. So if you play tight and you save and you get one or two hands, you can put yourself playing smart in position to win. That's what this whole exercise of this tournament and me recording it for you is to show you that tight is right. That people play these tournaments backwards and they push all their chips and they knock themselves out and they don't need to, and you can slide into the money and maybe even higher. There's no guarantee I'm going to get into the money, but I put myself in position to get into the money. Remember, that was one of the goals. Nothing. 2 checks. It's the one guy we don't want to get chips. We wanted the other guy to get the chips. That would make him have to be more desperate on his plays. He needed a bet. Thank you. He's got 7,000, so he's going to call me. I just can't hit anything now. And I don't want to waste it right here. He checked that, so I'm going to waste it here. Not such a waste. He checked it, so he told me he didn't really want it. The 2 doesn't look like it's something that would have helped him, so I'm going to go right back to that $200 bet with my pocket deuces. One more time. Making my move. I got 2s and 3s. My 2 big pairs today. I can't hit 1. I want him out right now. He wants me out right now. He got me out right now. Yeah, go ahead. I got a little frisky there and lost some chips. Just trying to get a double up here. I need a double up. Mary Ann's playing very, very tight, and Ray should make a fold unless she's got something here. Worth 100 to see it with the ace. Tough one here for me. Tough, tough, tough. If he's got an ace, he's got a better kicker than me, more than likely. And if he's got a jack, I'm creamed. If he doesn't have an ace, if he has an under pair or something, I'm going to take one try at it and see what happens. Okay, I needed that. I'm going to let him put some money in the pot here at the end. I'll take it. Not going to pay the $50 with the 9-5. Notice the checking always signifies weakness. Nobody's really doing any trapping with it. So you have to just, until they really do get you on the trap, you have to just assume they don't have much. Oh, wow, what a last card for him. Third set he's hit. So 150 is going to roll through Marianne. And Marianne's going to have to win, or it's going to be down to close to $700. Raise, come on, don't limp. No. Still have not had the top hands come to me. And when they do, I might just get crunched. I might wish I didn't get them. I might get an ace king and then just come up short. That happens. Nah, I don't need to pay $50. Now with Jack 4. Now with a flat tire. A lot of people I know, now see, taking a little bit of time, here it comes. See, I detected that. That's just an online tell. So now I'm going to buy these two some time. Maybe one of them doesn't have a check mark, and then they'll take a stand against them with a decent hand. Not with that. He's only got $1,000 with that. He's going to get lucky, if anything. He got lucky. He got lucky. Thank you for getting me in the money, but that was a stupid call for $1,000. And then I finally pick up my first good hand. So let somebody raise now. If I go out, I go out. Should we let him lead at this? No. We want him to put it all in. He's got me. He's got me beat, but I've got overs. I still got overs, and I'm running out of hearts. And I lose it, and he wins it, and I get third place. But I'm going to take a stand with this one. Maybe if I called him there, and the jacks came, and I bet maybe he folds the nines. But I think with the 7,000, he's willing to go the whole distance. He was really willing to go the whole distance with me pre-flop with it. So I got into the money. I only got 20% though, folks. That's one of my goals, but my goal was to double up there and go for the gusto. I didn't get it, but I took a good shot at it with good cards, and that's what you have to do. I hope this has been entertaining and informative to you. I'm Al Spath. I'm one of your poker insiders here at Positive Poker Insiders. Hope you'll follow us here and on YouTube. Tell some friends and make some comments about the video up on YouTube. Love to respond to them. Thanks so very much, and we'll see you the next time on Positive Poker Insiders.